Hey, what's up, guys? I am trying a new streaming service out, so I'm using StreamYard. So if you guys can hear me, let me know if it's working, so I can adjust things if I need to. But if you can hear me, let me know. Hopefully, everything is working smoothly. All right, loud and clear. Sweet, appreciate it, Teddy R. So, um, lots has been going on. Kaylee, thank you for joining. Um, so Kaylee is actually going to be a part of the team here at Airman Vision. So I'm kind of in the process of building a team. And yeah, it's a lot is going on with Airman Vision. A lot's been going on behind the scenes. A lot of big things, good things coming. So I know the last 6 months I've kind of taken some time off. Number one, I've been going to school full time, so that's been really cool. Get straight A's and using the GI Bill. So I'll be able to make content about using the GI Bill, going back to school as a veteran. Uh, Pretty much what I can provide now because I've done a lot of the beginning footwork, right? Of starting the journey, joining, going through a whole enlistment. So now we're going to be looking at bringing in other people to the team that are going to help share those information, keep things more up to date, but then incorporating a ton of different um, aspects of the Air Force life, right? So with Airman Vision, the goal is like start to finish, help walk people through the Air Force career. So kind of what I've been telling people is like I'm the bridge between Airman Vision is the bridge between wherever people are and wherever they want to go in their Air Force career. Carl is joining me. So that's what Airman Vision is. That's our purpose here is to help you get from wherever you are right now to wherever you want to go, whether that be you're joining, whether that be you're a brand new airman and you're trying to figure out if you should re-enlist, if you should stay in, get out. What are your options? What does it look like if you get out, right? If you transition, like if you're 2 years out from getting out and you're like, yeah, I'm going to get out, my life is going to change. What do I need to prepare for, right? The goal is to bridge that gap from wherever you're at where you want to get in your Air Force career, whether that be you do 4 years or you do 20 plus years, right? So, with that being said, lots of stuff going on. We're building a team of people to help contribute to Airman Vision and help grow it into something bigger. So lots of big things in the works. So I'm pretty excited about that and how things have been going. I just started taking some classes this summer that are accelerated, so I've been super busy with that. But we're going to keep trying to chip away. So I do actually have really, really good news, and that is on June 23rd. In the description of this live stream, it should say that too. On June 23rd, we are going to be doing a joint live stream with Peaches from OnesReady Podcast. So if some of you guys don't know who that is, he's currently a chief in the Air Force, and he is a combat controller. He also helps run OnesReady Podcast, which talks about all things special operations for the Air Force. And he's going to jump on and do a joint live stream with us to kind of explain to you guys some of the special operations side of things and answer questions about Air Force, special operations, anything that he can help with. So that is something that's really big that's happening. But that's actually my goal moving forward here with the YouTube channel, especially is going to be try to do monthly live streams, hosting other people that are in the space, whether that be people that are retired, maybe people that just joined, maybe they've been in for a little bit, spouses, lots of different things. Like veterans, doesn't matter, right? Like if you have some information about some aspect of the Air Force life, from start to finish, um, we're going to be hosting stuff like that. The goal is to do that once a month to bring in different perspectives and help answer questions for you guys. So other big news that I haven't really talked about or posted about, I think the last time I made a video, I sort of mentioned it. Um, but we have an Air Force prep course on airmanvision.com. So this is kind of the start. It's like 70 some pages including videos and articles that walk you through start to finish from the enlistment process all the way through to retirement. We're going to be working on expanding that and growing that. So at any point in your career, like, hey, I have questions. The goal is to make this a one-stop resource for all of your questions. So throughout your career, the goal is people get it when they first join, and then uh, it prepares them for everything. But then as they go through stuff later on in their career and things pop up, they're like, oh yeah, let me go back to that course and see this part of that aspect, whether that be you got in trouble or you're getting ready to separate. You're trying to understand how VA disability works, or the GI Bill works, or Palace Chase, Palace Front, which is switching from active duty to Guard or Reserves, or vice versa, switching from Guard or Reserves to active duty. The goal is to have all of this information all in one area. So no matter what stage of your career you're going to, so right now we have the base of that built out. So that's our Air Force Prep course on airmanvision.com/Air Force Prep. So if you want to go check that out. Also, you guys can subscribe here on YouTube for more content, especially when we do these live streams, joint live streams with guests, and then follow us on Instagram and Facebook. And then also, we have the Air Force Prep Guide available. That is this book right here. If you want the physical book, you can get the book on Amazon.com. And if you purchase it, I would highly recommend that you leave a review after you read it. I would greatly appreciate that. And then if you want to get it immediately and not have the physical book, but have the ebook, we have the ebook available for purchase on airmanvision.com as well. So we do not sell the physical book online other than Amazon.com. And then the ebook is available at airmanvision.com. So those are the big things that have been happening in the last 6 months. So since I started going to school. Oops. So Mark just, oh no. Mark, why would you do that? Here, 1 second. Ugh. Oh. I don't know if you guys, nope. Can you guys hear me? Probably not. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? All right, you guys can hear me now. Now can you see me? All right. So, for those of you that are wondering just what just happened, Mark jumped up behind my computer, and then I was like, Mark, and then he took off running, and he was like tangled in all my cords, and he like ripped all the cords out of the back of the computer. So that is why everything stopped working. That's why everything just like disappeared, because Mark ripped the camera and the microphone out of the computer. So, all right, we are back. And what was I saying about everything that we have going on? There's going to be lots of changes, lots of stuff. Mark is our other cat. So we have Carl and Mark. And Carl was in here sitting on my lap like a normal cat. And then Mark came up and wanted to like walk in between all the cords and then run away as he was tangled in all the cords. So yeah, lots of stuff coming up with Airman Vision. And I'm really looking forward to having a team too, because something that I want to do is be able to bring some of the team members on. So one of the team members is Sonny. He's a retired master sergeant. He's in for 20 plus years. He's now a Space Force ROT or JROTC instructor, used to be an Air Force JROTC instructor. So he has a lot of knowledge and experience. And then we have Shelby, Angelica, and Cassie and Kaylee, and they are all military spouses that are going to be on the team. So they're going to be able to fill people in on the spouse side of things, help people out. I was talking to a few of them the other day. They all have their own stories, their own experiences. And we were talking about how when they went to look online for situations, they were like, there's some people have blogs, right? Like Airman Vision's a thing. You have all these other things, but it's always the individuals, right? It was like my experience, and then it was all these other people's experiences, but they're all segmented in their own little world. And so the goal is going to be to create an all-encompassing area for the information that people are looking for. So instead of having to go all over the internet and read this person's blog or read this person's blog or read these person's videos or watch these people's videos and search for all this information all over, the goal is we're going to bring all those different perspectives in to one area, right? So we're going to hopefully over the next 6 months to a year, we're going to be able to collaborate with dozens, if not hundreds of people and get their experiences, their different information, and have a collective archive of all the stuff, Air Force, that you could think of start to finish. So that's the overall goal with Airman Vision moving forward, what we're looking to do. So if you guys support that and appreciate that, I appreciate that, because it's taken a lot to get to where we are. And we're in the process. I've been talking to some people about actually building this into something more legitimate and potentially eventually starting a nonprofit with Airman Vision. So Airman Vision itself isn't a nonprofit, but then starting a nonprofit branch of Airman Vision to then do a lot of good back into the community. So there's a lot of stuff that we're working on right now between me going to school, doing all of this, everything else that's going on. Yeah, so a lot of positives are in the mix right now, but especially these monthly live streams are going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this next one we're going to be doing with Peaches from OnesReady Podcast, and he is going to be joining me. I was going to have him come here and shoot, but then I just am testing out a StreamYard right here, right now, like this little thing, and might actually be able to do it online. So that'll actually be pretty sweet. So then he won't even have to come here. So we're still working through things, still figuring stuff out, but we're going to be helping a lot of people moving forward, and I'm super excited for. I've learned a lot of stuff through school. I've learned a lot of stuff over doing this for the last 10 years. And I know that there's going to be a lot more that Airman Vision can provide and do for people. And so this is kind of the end of my journey as far as providing information, as far as joining, right? I can now make content and information about the GI Bill, going to school, different veteran benefits that you can get, and interacting with veteran communities and organizations, because right now I play hockey with a veteran organization, I golf with a veteran organization, I go and do social events with a veteran organization. So there's a lot of opportunities once you become a veteran, and there's a community outside of the Air Force as well. So I'll be able to share that kind of information, and that'll kind of all be within the Air Force prep course, and then some of that will be here on YouTube and other social media things. We we've come a long ways, and we're going to keep going from here. So I look forward to the next several months. Shout out to everybody that is jumping on here and saying what's up. If you guys want to help out with Airman Vision, if you have any experience, whether that be you just joined the Air Force, you're in the process of joining, there's information that isn't out there that you're like, I want this information out there. If you want to message us on Instagram, we can get back to you. For instance, Kaylee is going to be running the Support Your Airmen course that we're going to be creating. That's going to be specifically for parents and spouses, boyfriends, girlfriends, loved ones, family members. It's going to be a course to walk loved ones through when you have somebody join the Air Force, and you're going to be like, what does that mean for me, right? Like if you're a spouse and you have somebody join the Air Force, or you have your spouse join the Air Force, you're going to get dragged along, right? So if you message us on Instagram, we can get you hooked up with Kaylee. If you're a spouse or a loved one and you have information that you're like, this was not out there, like when I went through this aspect or whatever you were trying to find, or there's not good enough information, and you want to be that change, that's what we're looking for, to have people help us with that. So Kaylee, thank you for commenting that. If anyone has some input, I could use some info. So she's going to be the one leading the charge with the Support Your Airmen course. And we have a lot of things in work right now. So I appreciate you guys jumping on. This is my first time using StreamYard, and it's like super, super easy. Yeah. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys jumping on here. I just really wanted to jump on and say, hey, we're going to start doing monthly live streams, and we're going to be collaborating with you. So here we got Ghost Patriot said, I have an idea for a job that hasn't been covered in the jobs list, that if someone y'all find, I would say would be cool. Yeah. So are you talking about a video that we have on our website, that, or a job that's on our website, but we don't have a video for it yet? Is that what you're saying? Because we're in the process of also getting that ready so we can start getting those job interviews rolling again. Because I know I did a lot of those in 2019, like 20 or 30 something, and there's still like 80 some jobs that we need to do in the Air Force. So we're gonna jump back into doing job interviews, especially. That's probably going to be the bulk of content moving forward over the next year on here. So live streams, collaborating with people, Air Force job interviews, and then a few videos here or there that we're going to drop. But other than that, I am going to jump off here. Just wanted to say what's up, and this is what's happening moving forward. So thank you guys all for supporting us through everything that we've been through, and kind of falling off and coming back on and falling off, falling like back and forth, right? And so now there shouldn't be a whole lot more back and forth once we get things rolling with the team. I'm still trying to work out a few kinks. Once we get that established, we should be good to go, and we should get things rolling pretty smoothly. One more question. I have an interesting perspective I could contribute with, having been reclassed from one tech school to another. Paige, that is perfect. If you would want to eat or message on Instagram, because information like that, right? There are people that get washed out of certain courses, and then they get sent into other ones, and people are like, well, what does this look like for me, right? What are the, and you have an experience with that, whether it was washed out or whatever, but there's other people that have gone through similar experiences, but it might be different than yours. So our goal is having information like that, multiple perspectives, so then people, if they do face that, they're like, I've already read about this, or I already understand. So they're not freaking out as much when it happens, because a lot of times when things happen, it's like, whoa, what is going on? So yeah. So lots of information is going to be flowing through here in the next 6 months to a year. Plus, the goal right now, I'm kind of trying to create like a 4-year game plan for Airman Vision, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, I look forward to a lot of the good that Airman Vision can do. And if we do end up creating a nonprofit, everything that's going to be able to do moving forward and helping people joining the Air Force and people that are in the Air Force, friends and family. Because I would love to be able to like support, um, say, like booking hotels for families or whatever that go to graduation. So having a fund where we could fund people so they don't have to have finances as a reason why they can't go watch their son or daughter or friend or family member graduate basic training, right? Because for some people, traveling all the way there is super expensive, and so yeah, there's gonna be a lot that can happen. So um, lots I'm looking forward to. Last question was from Sun Goku said, "Is it possible to reenlist in the Air Force after being honorably discharged? Re-entry 21R." I believe it is, but there's a lot of factors that depend on that. Like if you have VA disability, I think it's a no-go to go back in. It might be, I'm not for sure. But then there's other things that go into it, like does your job need it, or are you going back in and cross training? And so there's a lot of factors that go into that, which I have zero experience on, but I'm sure over the next year we're going to be able to find some people that have experience with that, where they got out and then were like, "Yeah, I want to come back in like a year or two later." So we'll be talking to people about that. Um, yeah. So there's a lot of different perspectives that we have not covered here on Airman Vision because the majority was my information and it was McKenna's information, and so it's just like two people's perspectives, and then we have our job interviews. So what we're trying to do moving forward is have this not just be a few people's information, right, but it be a collective source, like the most comprehensive hub of Air Force information. That is the overall goal. So as many different perspectives as we can bring in, and not all of that will go here on the YouTube channel. A lot of that's going to go into the Air Force prep course. So that'll be like a one-stop shop where when you get that course, it incorporates everything that you need and walks you through the whole Air Force career and everything, every aspect. So thank you guys for jumping on. And I will see you guys on June 23rd. So that is 11 days from now. So mark your calendars because me and Peaches will be joining you guys and he'll be answering questions about special operations and his Air Force career. So you can ask him questions as a chief. So lots of good information is going to come from that. So I will see you guys later.